I'm Troy Jenkins, agronomist for North Central Co-op. We're in Fulton County today. Today I'll talk about the value of corn starter fertilizers when applied in furrow and 2x2. I'll discuss the opportunities these applications provide for the proper placement of micronutrients, plant growth regulators, and soil insecticides. Today's corn growers plant early, and this can sometimes be a problem because soils can be very cold and wet, be cloddy, compacted, or just naturally tight by soil texture. This causes a problem because when a corn plant is germinating, it will need nitrogen and phosphorus, especially phosphorus, for good early vigorous root growth and development. Many times micronutrients are also unavailable. This might be due to the fact the soil just doesn't have micronutrients, or the micronutrients that are in the soil can be tied up by soil types, different soil characteristics, and phosphorus. So micronutrients need to be applied very close to where the seed germinates. Today's growers are also using more plant growth regulators, which are crop enhancement products, allow for faster and more vigorous root growth and development. These products also need to be in contact with the micronutrients and in furrow where the corn's germinating from. Last but not least, we see some problems today with some secondary insect problems, feeding on the root systems. So the application of corn starters in furrow allows us to be able to put these insecticides directly in the furrow for secondary pest control. So the visual symptoms that we see in the field that indicate we might have a problem with poor root growth and development are plants that come up uneven, that are stunted, have a purple discoloration, might be pale green because they're not getting adequate phosphorus for good root development to be able to take up other nutrients like nitrogen, sulfur, zinc, manganese, and copper. We also many times will find those plants that are slow developing are subjected to plant diseases. We can find water molds and root rots on these plants. Major universities have done trials for years on the value of corn starter fertilizers and determined that the 2x2 treatment is a very valuable treatment. As a matter of fact, major universities like Purdue University, University of Illinois, and Missouri have done trials in no-till, minimum-till, and cold, wet soil conditions and determined that 75% of the time there's a 5 to 10% increase in yield where row starters are used at 2x2. Many growers today see that value, but are also putting these row starters directly in contact in furrow with the seed. The reason being is that it allows that germinating corn seedling to be able to get a good drink of that phosphorus, which allows it to go ahead and explore the root zone, find the phosphorus over in the 2x2 band, and henceforth pick up the nitrogen that it needs to pick up to begin the whole root development process. The benefit of using those in-furrow applications allow us to be able to put our micronutrients like zinc, manganese, and copper directly in the in-furrow application and in the 2x2, so the corn plant never suffers a micronutrient deficiency in its growth and development. This also offers us the ability to use plant growth regulators like Ascend, which enhance plant growth development through a bigger, healthier root system. Being able to use soil insecticides in furrow is also important because we can reduce the incidence of these secondary insects. We know that if we can improve the stand and eliminate stand loss, that we can improve yield. So, to summarize, we know that there's great value in using starter fertilizers both in furrow and at 2x2, and it's been proven by university studies. We know by putting starter fertilizers in furrow that we increase our ability to use micronutrients, plant growth regulators for enhanced yield, and the ability to reduce secondary insect feeding and ultimately improve our total stand.